Yes, people, welcome back to another stream. It's a new week as we close in on 2026. 1 month to go until we're in 2026, man. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Do me a favor, man. Smash these likes up. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Come on, man. Over 300 people locked in already. Let's get these likes to 100 rapid. We need 50 people to smash that thumbs up button. Yeah. And then if you can hype it or whatever, I don't know what that is. Yeah. Something about hyping videos. Click the hype button. I don't know what it is. Yeah. But make sure you're doing that if that's a thing. Nobbins is ill, man. Nobbins is ill, unfortunately, today. So he's not going to be able to make it, unfortunately. So get well soon to Nobbins. Hopefully you recover quickly. At least you're not, ill near Christmas. You know what I mean? It's better to get ill now, innit? So you can be refreshed and ready to go for Christmas, man. But yeah, big up, man. MK, bro, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, bro. It's been a great weekend. Considering that all City fans have been proper negative all weekend, yeah. It's actually been a pretty fucking good weekend, I think, if I'm being completely honest with you, results-wise. Yeah, we're only 5 points off the top. We're still not even playing that great right now. Yet we're only 5 points off the top. Everyone's raving about Arsenal, saying how mint they are and the best team in the world and all this kind of crap. Got best players and best manager. And yet we're only 5 points off them. And we're not even particularly playing well at the moment. We did play well for a couple of games. Liverpool, Bournemouth, and it was the other game that we played. It was a Champions League match, wasn't it? It was we played. Dortmund. Bournemouth, Dortmund, Liverpool, we played quite well. But since then, we've been pretty shit, if I'm being completely honest with you. Yeah, we're only 5 points off the top. And this is why I keep saying to people, listen, by all means, yeah, have a moan at the performance levels. Of course, I fucking moan about the performance levels. But, the number one thing to go off is the league table. And we're only 5 points off the top, man. We're only 5 points off the top. So, listen, obviously our performance levels need to improve. Of course they do. But, I don't know. I think for me, some of the reaction was probably a little bit too heavy, if I'm being honest with you. I know it was negative. I'm not saying I wasn't negative. I'm saying, but people are throwing in the towel, Taurus, bro. People are throwing in the towel. City fans are throwing in the towel on the league already. And I'm like, how can you throw the towel in, bro? How can you throw the white towel in, yeah, when we're 5 points off at the top? That's just crazy to me. That's just crazy to me. But anyways, I thought we'd just do a nice little chilled morning stream. There is some more transfer news as well. So that is starting to heat up, obviously, as we're closing in on January. Only a month away now until the transfer window opens. We'll have to see what's going on there, yeah. But Sacha Tagliari has come out this morning, and he said Elliot Anderson has informed his entourage of his intention to give priority to Manchester City ahead of a future transfer, which is really hotting up now. This is the fourth journalist that's starting to speak about Elliot Anderson. And of course, we have heard rumours and talks that United want him. Who else wanted him? There's another Premier League team wanted him. Was it Chelsea or was it Arsenal? Or maybe Liverpool. I can't remember who it was now, but it was United and there was someone else involved as well. Someone else wanted him. United and, oh man, was it Liverpool? Might have been Liverpool. Was it Liverpool? Yeah. Yeah, I think it was Liverpool as well. But yeah, apparently United want him, City want him. But yeah, according to Sacha Tagliari, he said, which, listen, I don't consider this guy a great source, I'm being honest with you, yeah, but it's something to talk about. Elliot Anderson has informed his entourage of intention to give priority to Manchester City for a future transfer. And I'm now starting to see people, yeah, on the timeline, people in the chat as well, people starting to take this a bit more serious. I know some of you guys wasn't like a massive fan of Elliot Anderson, but I feel like a lot of people maybe was making that judgment off of not properly seeing him. And now people are starting to watch him week in, week out and seeing just what a good player this guy is. And obviously for England as well. And obviously I've been hyping him up since the start of the season when I started watching him. I was like, yo, this guy's a bit of a ball. And obviously I do have my concerns. Yeah, of course I have my concerns. You know what I mean? He's still a young player. Yeah, he's only played 114 matches of senior football. He did a little loan spell at Bristol Rovers, but you can throw that in if you want. But yeah, anyway, he's played out 110 games of professional football, which is not a lot. Yeah, it's not a lot, obviously. So he's still pretty inexperienced. But I think his experience is going to grow rapidly. You know, he's playing in the Conference League with, or is it Europa League they're playing in now? What are they in for? I think they're Europa League, isn't it? Let's have a look what he's in. Is he in Europa League now? Yeah, he's in the Europa League. So he's getting some European experience, which is good. Tuchel loves him for England. clearly, and he's already got 6 caps for England, so that's going to grow, and he probably is going to play in the World Cup this summer, if I'm being honest with you. But since he's been in the squad with Tuchel, he started every single game bar one, which was the last game at Albania. He's been really, really impressive, and I just don't know, man. I really like him. I really, really like him, man, and I think we should make a move on him. Now, I don't think you're going to be able to get him in January. Yeah, that is true, by the way. I did see that going around on social media yesterday, or might have been the day before. Anderson's defensive actions in midfield are really, really high. Bro, they're high. They're really, really high. I don't know if you've seen that thing yesterday. Let me find it because I retweeted it. But he'd become the first player in the Premier League. Yeah, let me find it. Where did my retweets go? Is it on my replies? Let me see if I can find the tweet, yeah. I can't find it. Oh, it's SofaScore, I think. Was it SofaScore? Let me have a look. Well, basically, yeah, he was the first player in Premier League history to like do like a certain. Here we go. Yeah, I found it. Look at these numbers, boys. Yeah, these numbers are mad. Obviously, you got to use your eyes as well. You can't just go off the stats. Yeah. Elliot Anderson has become the first player in the last 10 Premier League seasons to record the following. I mean, just look at them. Look, this is crazy. When you consider all the top midfielders that have played in the Premier League over the last decade, and this guy's got these numbers, man, it's pretty impressive, bro. You know what I'm saying? And when you watch him, I just think he's got everything. I mean, we all speak about the same thing every single time. Yeah, this, bro. Yeah, that midfield needs physicality and energy. We need physicality. We need energy in the midfield. Yeah, we needed that for last season. Kevin De Bruyne said it himself. Yeah, but I think this guy fits the bill. And for me, yeah, he's probably my priority signing. Obviously, I'd rather have Bruno Guimaraes. Yeah, can't do a stream without mentioning his name. I'd rather have these like amazing players. But like, listen, if they're not available or whatever, then I think City should make a move on this guy. Now, you're not going to be able to get him in January. That's just not going to happen. They're in Europa League. They're obviously still hovering around the relegation zone, so they're not going to sell one of the best players, possibly the best player in the team, in January. It's not going to happen, not when they're 16th in the Europa League. So it's going to be a summer transfer. But I think City should make a move on this guy. Now, looking at his details, yeah, he's got a contract until 2027. So he's got 3 years left on his contract in the summer. So it's not, City are not in the power position here. Elliot Anderson is not in the power position. All the power here is with Nottingham Forest. They can demand what they want. They can ask what they want. And if they want, they can just outright refuse to sell him. Kind of like what they did with Morgan Gibbs, right? The fee's going to be expensive. They bought him for 35 million quid last year, not this summer, the summer before. They're going to want a big return on that investment, aren't they? They're going to want minimum double. So you're looking at 70 million minimum. And I think that's just to get them to answer the phone, if I'm being honest with you. It's probably going to be closer to 80, 90, and they're probably going to be asking for 100 million quid because that's where we're at. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, lads, I think this is a deal that we need to look at. I really like him, and he's homegrown as well. Yeah, I'll be serious. Listen, I don't think anyone's saying Wharton over Anderson is a plastic fan. If you want to prefer if you prefer Wharton, you prefer Wharton. Cool. There's a lot of people that prefer Wharton, but I don't think Wharton is. I think Anderson is better than Wharton. I do. I think he's better. I think Wharton is a completely different type of player, first of all. But I think Anderson's got more to his game. I think he's more of a box-to-box player. I think he can play in that position that we're looking for, which is that 8 position. I think he can do a job at 6. I just think for me, Wharton is more of a techie baller, deep-lying playmaker, not what we're looking for at this moment in time. Yeah? In your opinion, what's our best midfielder within a minute? It'll probably be, if Rodri comes back, probably him, and then maybe Foden, and or something like that. That's probably what it's going to be, if we're being honest with you, which is harsh on Nico G. But if you're telling me like best off of like, who's the best players in that positions, probably that. Obviously harsh on Nico, but that's just the facts. Obviously Nico is the future though, the way it's going. Ronderson, Anderson, Foden, yeah. Midfield of Nico G, Rodri, Foden would bully teams. Yeah, obviously in the short term, because that's what it's going to be, because we're not going to be signing this guy in January. That's what I'm going to say. Facts. Nico G, Rodri, Foden. LB, yeah, we are linked with him. That was Fabrizio Romano exclusive, so obviously the player or the agent's been messaging him. But that's not going to be, I don't think that's going to be a player that comes into the first team this January and starts playing football, man. But, Nobbins is ill, Rohan. Reinders needs to get in the gym, get eating the steak and eggs. Bro, listen, people keep on saying to me, yeah, but LB, if we sign Anderson, then where's Reinders going to play? Well, Reinders isn't playing at the moment because he's not good enough. So if Reinders wants to play, he's got to get good. Simple as. Yeah, hold bench until you get better. Yeah. Again, like, you know what I mean? I don't know why a lot of people are doing this. Like, oh, we can't sign him because then where's Reinders going to play? Bench. Like Alvarez was, like Foden was in the Champions League final. The best players play, man. Earn your place. Exactly, Aaron, bro. Earn your place, mate. Yeah, for me, I just think, yeah, get the players in, let them fight. Yeah, let them fight for it. And, bro, if Reinders can't improve, yeah, he'll hold bench. That's his problem, not mine, not yours, not Pep's. He'll play the best players. And if Reinders gets challenged then because he's like, oh, shit, I need to up my game, and he starts upping his game, then Anderson can hold bench. Yeah, or Foden can hold bench. Or Nico G can hold bench. Yeah, competition for places, as I keep on saying, that is what we need, bro. That is what we need. We need options, sign every good player. Reinders learn to pass and shoot tackle. Semenyo and Anderson now go for Livramento. Well, I'll come on to Semenyo in a little bit, bro, because I think that is actually going to happen, if I'm being honest with you. Reinders will come good. He's getting in the right spaces. He just needs to work on finishing like the rest of the damn team. I like him, bro. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, I actually think he's a good player, Leafy. I like him. I think he's a good player. And I think he will come good, but he needs to sort that shit out himself, mate. You know what I'm saying? Like, he needs to get a little bit more physical, get stuck in, yeah, and start, yeah, putting a ball in the back of the net, man. Bro, Anderson is so mid. Why is everybody glazing the guy? Bro, I don't know, man. Are you actually watching him play? So, real talk, man. Are you actually watching this guy play football, bro? Because when I'm watching him, mate, he's one of the best players on the pitch every game. I'm watching him for England. I'm watching him for Forest. I don't see this mid. Are you actually watching him? Serious? Are you just not watching him and just because he plays for Forest and he's English and Calvin Phillips PTSD, you're a little triggered? Like, I don't know, like, bro, are you actually watching him play football, man? Serious? Serious, mate? Are you actually watching him play? Raspy, yeah? Let's do a watch along, bro. Let me have a look. When are the next playing? Right, they're playing on Wednesday. Do you want me to fuck the Arsenal game? I'll fuck it off, mate. I'll sack that one off. If you want me to, I won't do the Arsenal game on Wednesday. I'll do the Wolves Forest game. If you want me to do that, I'll do that, and we'll do a watch along. We'll watch along. We'll do a scout along of Anderson. If that's what you want to do, I'm not asked. I'll watch any game. I'll watch Arsenal. I'll watch fucking whatever. If you want me to watch Arsenal, I'll watch Arsenal. But if you want me to do a scout along on a Wolves Forest and do a scout along of Anderson, so we can put this to bed once and for all, then we can do it. To be fair, I can have Arsenal on the second screen, innit? I can have Arsenal on the second screen. But every time I'm watching this guy, yeah, Andrew, that's what they'll say, bro. But it's only Wolves, bro. That's what I'm saying. I think we need to do it. I think we need to lock this in, man. I think we need to lock this in on Wednesday. Wolves Forest, man, and do a scout along, mate. Do a scout along. Yeah. I know Wolves are crap ball, but you're going to be able to see his on the ball abilities in that game, innit? If we do that one, yeah. If we do the Wolves versus Forest game, you're going to be able to see his on the ball abilities. And then if we do another game, yeah, can't do that because City are playing at the same time. We'll do another game where they're playing someone a bit better. Can't do that because City are playing. I'm trying to look for a game when they're not playing at the same time as us, but they're playing someone decent. I mean, again, you know, they're playing Fulham there. Fulham are all right, innit? But again, I guess you guys want to see him play someone like legit. Someone legit. Oh, well, we play him. Funny enough. We play him as well on the 27th of December. 27th of December, 12:30. We play him then as well. So you're going to be able to see his off-the-ball work there. Yeah, because you'd expect Manchester City to have. They are in Europe. Yeah, they're in Europa League. We could do some Europa League watch-alongs as well. But I don't know, man. Are you actually watching him play? We're not spending 100 mil. Nah, we won't spend 100 mil. I doubt it. Anderson, not City level. Watched him in Newcastle, was not good enough for them. Yeah, but he's been a. That was 2 years ago, bro. That was 2 years ago. He was at Newcastle. Like, he's developed since then, innit? He was 21 when he was there. He was 21 when he was at Newcastle. Yeah, now he's 23. He's had 2 years of growth. Tuchel loves him. Yeah, he's one of the best players on the pitch most games. My hopes for Tijani are so high even before signing, but the guy's so weak. Sometimes he disappears in a match. Zubermendi's having an excellent season. Why can't Reinders? I don't know. I think he's just too passive at the moment. A lot of these players in the team, yeah, you want to get them, shake them, and be like, "Come on, fucking get stuck in, bro." You know what I'm saying? He's one of the players that I want to do that to, man. I'll be real. I'll be real, yeah. Bro, LB dominated Newcastle's midfield alone. Get me Tonali, bro. I mean, obviously, I'd love Tonali, but I just don't see it's going to happen. City fans like that can't improve. Anderson for 50 mil plus Rico Lewis. Oh, maybe, because they wanted Rico Lewis in the summer, innit? Maybe there could be a deal that could be done there, man. You know what I mean? Who do these people want us to sign instead? I don't know. And if they say, oh, well, I want us to sign Bruno G or Vitinha and that, well, fucking so do I. I'd rather have Bruno G and Vitinha and all these techie ballers and mint players, yeah? Of course I would. But I've also got to be realistic, mate. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be realistic here. If you can get me Bruno G or Tonali, go and get me Bruno G or Tonali. I just don't think you're going to be able to get them. If you're going to be able to go and get me João Neves, yeah, I know he's not the same as Elliot Anderson. He's more of a techie baller. But if you can go get me João Neves, go get me João Neves. Yeah, my point is, you've got to be realistic as well, innit, lads? Which is why, and we'll come on to Semenyo in a bit, I just pulled the trigger on Semenyo. Because even though I'm like, yo, I want to go and get Elise in the summer, like, there's no guarantee we'll get Elise. We might even go for him. We might not want us to join City. Do you know what I mean? The people who call him mid 100% just see that he isn't 90 rated on FIFA. If you're spending 100 mil, I prefer them over Anderson. So would I, bro. So would I. But you've also got to consider, does the player want to join Manchester City? Will those teams sell those players? Do you know what I mean? Because Newcastle don't want to be selling Bruno G or Tonali. They're trying to fucking get up the league and get in the Champions League again and build a squad that can challenge for the title. They're not going to want to start selling the best players. Yeah, 100%. 100%, bro. I'm not sitting here saying, like, this is a guaranteed hit. Yeah, like I was with Reinders, because fuck me, I thought Reinders was a guaranteed hit. But I'm saying, based off what I've seen, I think there's a very good chance this guy can come into the Manchester City team and be very good. Yeah, I just watched him, bro, and I don't really see a weakness to his game, man. Yeah. We're going to need to spend big on investing in homegrown talent. Again, yeah, we are going to have to sign some homegrown players. I did the maths on it. It's not too bad. But if you leave it another year or two, you're going to be screwed. And then what happens? Then who are you going to go for? What about if there's no like mint England players coming through in like 2 years? Then what are you going to do? You're going to end up with like crap players just because you've got to get England players into the squad, or just a load of academy players that are nowhere near good enough anyway. So this part of it is that you've got to look at the England players and go, right, who's a mint England player coming through now that is going to be very good that we can go and sign? Yeah, obviously we should have just got Rice in it or Bellingham, but what happened, whatever reason, why we didn't sign those players, it's irrelevant. Yeah, but we didn't get those players. Now I've got to go and sign the next one, yeah? Would Anderson be more expensive than Livramento? I would say yes, because Livramento's got 2 years left on his contract, so the power on that deal starts to turn a little bit in favour of the player. I always say when a contract gets down to 2 years, the power shifts towards the player. Yeah, it's still pretty balanced. Yeah, it's still 2 years, but it does start to 3 years. Yeah, like I said before, 3 years, the club has all the power. Forest can demand what they want. They can ask what they want. They can ask for the payment structure to be whatever they want, or they can just refuse to sell. When you get down to 2 years, the club has to go, well, hang on a minute. If he doesn't sign a new contract, and if we don't sell him this summer, he doesn't sign a new contract, he's got a year left on his contract, and he might just get to a year and go, I'm not signing, I'll just go on a free next year, like Trent did, bro. Yeah, like Trent did. So, like Mbappe was rinsing him, didn't he? Big up Seacrest, who says, LB, we got 35 mil, but had to include the Greek goalie who was 20 mil. So Elliot was about 15 mil. We want him back, but can't afford him. He's got a back injury with us. It knocked him back, says Seacrest. Yeah, man. I speak to a lot of Newcastle fans, bro, in the chat, and they all say, like, no one really wanted to sell him. They said it was something to do with FFP or something. I don't know the full details. I'm not a Newcastle fan, in it, but yeah, apparently, like, no Newcastle fans actually wanted to sell the guy. I don't think Newcastle wanted to sell him, but I think they had to sell him because of FFP. Forest fan here, bugger off. Oh, you can have one of our players, bro. Yeah, you take your pick, man. You take your pick, mate. You take your pick. I watched Forest yesterday. He was good, says Chris. Martin says Anderson's favourite player is KDB. I believe the preference rumour has some truth to it. Yeah. Well, if we bring it up, yeah, we can do a little timeline. We're not done a timeline for ages, have we? When was the last time we did this? When was the last time we did a timeline, boys? Not done this for ages. Right, here we go. Check this out. Oh, by the way, yeah, there was actually some news as well on what's he called? This guy, Edison. I don't want this guy. Yeah, I watched this guy a number of times in the scouting missions back in January and we linked with him. Didn't like him. Thought he was crap, to be honest with you. Don't want this guy. Yeah. Okay, so there you go. So this is Sacha Tagliari said it today. He also said, Manchester City are in love with Elliot Anderson and scouts have watched him over 10 times this season. However, Manchester City will refuse to offer the £100 million asking price for Forest. Any transfer for the midfielder is only possible after the World Cup. Well, again, you know what I mean? You've got a bit of a problem then here, City, because as I've just said, Forest have all the power. Forest have all the power. If Forest don't want to sell him or they say it's 100 mil, it's 100 mil. Yeah, you might get it down to 90 or whatever, but fundamentally, it's going to be around that price because they don't have to sell him. It's their player. It's their player. So you had Craig Hope as well. You had Craig Hope last week. Manchester City will reject any January moves for Manchester City target Elliot Anderson, but a sale ahead of the World Cup is possible, especially for offers approaching 100 mil. The word inside the Premier League rivals, it'll take 80 million plus. So that could be 80 million plus 20 in add-ons, etc., etc. He did say here as well, Adam Wharton has previously been considered by Man City, but insiders now prefer Anderson. Man City are aware of Liverpool. Man United will be interested in Anderson. There's also a feeling that the player is likely to be an England regular for years to come. He's too good to pass by. And you're not going to get him in January. Again, if we do get this guy, yeah, it ain't going to be January. It will be the summer. Will it be before the World Cup or after? Don't know, because what do Forest do? If Forest, say City before the World Cup, say, listen, lads, we'll give you 80 mil flat fee. Forest are in a difficult situation there because if they say no and he goes and has a terrible World Cup, then City might be like, oh, actually, we don't want him or the fee's a lot lower. But if they do sell him before the World Cup and he goes and be player of the tournament, then they could be thinking, fucking hell, we could have got 100 million for him. So what do Forest do? Do Forest gamble? I mean, they might just say, no, we're not selling him. That is also an option. But do Forest sell him before the World Cup? Or do they gamble and wait after the World Cup and hope he has a good World Cup so the price goes up? Do you know what I mean? Drives the price up. That's the situation they're in. This was again, Craig Hope says Manchester City are ready to make Elliot Anderson one of their top targets in 2026 with the club's top officials, including Hugo Viana and Pep Guardiola, big admirers of the 23-year-old. Man City scouts have been recent at Nottingham Forest matches. You had, what's he called him? Jeremy Cross. This was last 2 months ago. Pep Guardiola has closely been monitoring the progress of Nottingham Forest Elliot Anderson, becoming a big fan of the England international. 22-year-old has emerged as a top transfer target should Guardiola decide to bolster his midfield next summer, which obviously we have to do because Bernardo Silva and probably Kovacic are both leaving the football club. So actually, we probably need another one on top of this guy. Yeah. And there you go. I think that's it. So there you go. So it all starts. What I find always weird about these things, yeah, is when you start seeing a load of journalists, quick time, giving the same information in a short period of time, that tells me something's happened. Because unless they're all just bullshitting, which, listen, it's the media. That is a possibility, yeah? Within the space of a month or 6 weeks, you've had one journalist speak about it, two journalists speak about it, 3 journalists speak about it. And I think there was another one that's not come up here for some reason. So, yeah, I think something's going on. Pat, how are you doing, mate? And what do you make of this Elliot Anderson news? You think it's got legs?
Well, mate, it wouldn't be December without a bit of transfer gossip, wouldn't it? So, you know, and barely a day in and, exactly what we would have expected. But, it's I'm not surprised, really, in a way. I think at the end of the day, you know, the club has to look forward, in the unlikely event that maybe Rodri isn't going to be the same Rodri as he was pre-injury. So, you know, and you've got to factor in as well, too. We're probably looking for younger players. We're looking to bolster that English quota because it is going to drop significantly in the summer, I think, given that probably John Stones is on the way out, maybe Nathan Ake is on the way out. These are all massive factors. And
Bob as well, Pat. Bob
Bob as
Michael.
well. Let's not forget Bob, as much as I hate to say it. But yeah, look, we have to face facts that sooner or later we're going to have to be looking at. We're going to need more than what we have right now. And, you know, if there are players out there that we can look at that are going to be much more important to what the club's going to do going forward, and, you know, obviously catering to that English quota as well, then that's what it is. So be it, you know, and yeah, bring it on.
Have you seen much of him? Do you like him?
Bits and pieces. I can't lie. I did watch him more when Ange Postecoglou was there, for obvious reasons. But obviously since then, that's a little bit, you know, it's changed things a little bit as well. But, you know, I look at, you know, I like to try and think of what Elliot Anderson does as a similar way to what we were thinking of with Morgan Gibbs-White at the end of last season, where, you know, some people had very mixed reactions about him too. But you also got to remember that what he was doing, it was in a side that was nowhere near as much possession based as Manchester City was, or as a lot of the clubs are in the Premier League compared to what Forest do. So you got to take what's given to you basically with him. But, you know, as you alluded to before I came on, you know, we do play them later this month, so it might be a really good opportunity just to see just how well he actually does when he's mixing it up with the big boys.
I just really, when I watch him, bro, like, because to be honest with you, I've never really been sold on Wharton. Like, and it's not an agenda, all right? Like, I don't fucking know the guy, you know what I'm saying? And everyone was hyping him. I was watching Palace last year, and I did quite a few Palace watch-alongs last year, bro. And like, I'm not making it up, yeah? And maybe I just got unlucky, innit? Or maybe it was the jinx powers. I didn't see him play well. The only game I actually seen him play well was the FA Cup final, which obviously was going to happen. And I'm like, anyway, I did speak to D, who's a Palace fan, and he said, well, when you was watching him earlier in the season, he had an injury, so he was playing with an injury apparently. But so you maybe can, but I've not seen him play well, me personally. And again, maybe I just got unlucky. Yeah, maybe I just got unlucky, and every game I was watching, he wasn't playing particularly well. I watched him again against United yesterday. I didn't think he was amazing. I thought it was just an average performance, some nice techie play, but I don't think it was an amazing performance. When I'm watching Elliot Anderson, I'm watching him, I'm like, bro, this guy's a good player, man. I'm watching him like, oh, this guy's the guy. You know what I mean? I'm getting a different sort of vibe and different type of feeling off him. And I also feel like he's probably better for what we need in that midfield, because I feel like he gets stuck in. I watched Wharton for England in the last international break. I was at the pub watching England, yeah. The guy, Wharton looked like a rabbit in headlights, bro. I can't lie, man. You know what I mean? Didn't look like he was, didn't really like have the sort of like personality for it. Whereas watching Anderson was just fucking getting the ball, making shit happen. He looked like he'd been playing in that team for 10 years. Yeah. He's only played 6 matches for England, and he was just there like, and obviously Tuchel clearly really, really likes the guy because he's played him in every single game so far for England. Yeah, he started him every single one by one. So Tuchel can see it. I'm watching it. I'm watching Forest. I'm like, yo, this guy's got technical ability. Yeah, so don't worry about his technical ability. Technical ability is there. He can get up and down the pitch. He can put a tackle in. Yeah, he's got that engine. And I just think that for me, I just think he ticks all the boxes, mate. And again, I'll keep watching him. I'll keep watching Forest. I'll keep, honing my opinion. And maybe I'll start to see things that I don't like about him, yeah? And maybe I'm in the glaze phase. Yeah, maybe I'm in the glaze phase. But so far, when I'm watching him, I just think this is the guy. And obviously, yeah, Viana's obviously coming out as well. It's now saying, well, he's not come out, but the rumours are Viana's now watching Anderson and prefers Anderson to Wharton, and I can completely understand why. Bro.
Yeah, I think so. And I suppose when you look at it too, maybe Elliot Anderson, does have the obviously, I think he's got about 2 years on him as well too. Anderson's 23 and Wharton's 21, I believe. So I suppose maybe looking at it, maybe he's a bit more of a ready-made product. I think with Adam Wharton, there's of course he's got age on his side too, but to go from being in the championship with Blackburn to then all of a sudden being basically one of the main figures in a Crystal Palace side, which by the way, did well to win the cup last season. You can't take anything away from them as well, but it's a huge step up as well. And I think there's still a lot at his age that he has to learn as a Premier League player in a club that maybe doesn't have the same spotlight as the big six clubs do. So for me right now, I don't know if Adam Wharton would be able to handle in a way, say going to Manchester City at this particular time. I think maybe Crystal Palace is the sort of club that would be best for him to stay at for a few years before he really sort of settles in and we see exactly what sort of player and if he's able to do on a consistent basis. But from what you're saying, it just sounds like Elliot Anderson seems like he's much more ready-made to make the step up to a bigger club.
What do you think
Like,
about this as
you
well,
have a lot
Pat?
more experience than I do. So would you say, based on age, because age is a big factor, but pound for pound, do you think Elliot Anderson probably has maybe a better football brain? Like he'd be someone who would adjust to life at City and life under Pep a lot faster than, say, Adam Wharton would?
I don't know about the football brain thing. I think he'll adapt to the position, because my question to you is, when we sign in a midfielder, yeah, because obviously when we need to decide what type of midfielder we want. And for me, yeah, obviously LG, this is a Forest fan. Big up LG, man, for giving us all the info, yeah, the inside scoop. I think we need to look for an 8. Yeah, I still think we're looking for our Gundogan replacement from 3 years ago. We thought Reinders was it. He's not it at the moment, and maybe he will become it, but that doesn't mean we can't sign another player to compete for places. I still think we're looking for that player. I don't think Wharton is that guy. I think Wharton would be your long-term Rodri replacement if you're looking for a Rodri replacement. I think Anderson is a more Gundogan style. He's an 8, but he can also play a 6 in emergencies, just like Gundogan used to do. Gundogan was an 8. He was a pivot player next to Rodri, and then when Rodri was injured or needed a rest, we just dropped him back in. And he wasn't amazing at the position because he's not a 6, but he got us through. He did the job for a couple of games, and then Rodri come back in. Fine. That's what I'm looking at. So if you agree, I don't know, you might not agree with that, but I think we're looking for an 8. I still think we're looking for our Gundogan replacement, and that's why another reason I prefer Elliot Anderson, bro.
It's not that I disagree. It's the fact that, and appreciate LG for the comment. That's really good insight. Isn't that just another Nico G in a way? A number 8 asking to play a number 6?
Yeah, but I think Nico G is looking like he's going to be our long-term Rodri replacement the way he's playing at the moment. It might not turn out that way.
But unless Nico G starts doing Rodri things, then for me, the out-and-out number 6 role is up for grabs.
Yeah, well,
if you factor in Nico G and Elliot Anderson being in the squad, yeah.
Yeah, it's still up for grabs because, it's still early days, isn't it? But at the moment, Nico is looking pretty fucking solid in that midfield. You know what I'm saying? So if you put him, say like Rodri left, yeah, or whatever, could you see a midfield of Nico G as your 6, Elliot Anderson as your guy next to him, your Gundogan style guy? I think that would work.
Yeah, I could see it something. I could see it similar in the lines of like what we had maybe 2 seasons ago when we had Kovacic and Rodri as that partnership, where if one basically was first to receive the ball, the next one would always be Rodri. Whichever one was first to receive the ball between Kovacic and Rodri from playing out the back, then the other one, vice versa, would be the next to receive the ball, basically. So someone would always be a little bit slightly more advanced than what the number 6 role was. So it's something that I could possibly see in the future. I think that's probably the way that we should go. So long as if Rodri's not fully fit and not able to play, then I think that's the next best alternative. Because as we know, from our history, like what recent history of number 6 is, Rodri is so good at what he does that he can do the job of 2 people, but he's truly at his absolute peak. And in a way, before that, even Fernandinho, on his day, he can be as good as anybody trying to play double pivot or trying to play a 6 in a deep 8 role in a way. So until they're actually able to prove that they're able to do that on their own, then that's probably a really good way to go.
All right, well, let's move on to Semenyo, bro. I want to hear your talks. By the way, guys, make sure you're smashing these likes up, man. Over 600 people locked in. I am going to go on midday live in about 20 minutes, so make sure you jump on Saeed's channel in a bit. But hit these like buttons. Make sure you guys are subbed up to the channel. Semenyo, Pat, I didn't think we was going to sign a single player in January, but I'm starting to think that this Semenyo thing has legs. Again, number of different sources on this one. Again, I always start to, think, oh shit, something might be happening when a number of different, journalists start talking about the player making a transfer. And so far, I'll get this up again so you guys can see the timeline on this. But this has actually had more. So you've had on this one, Paul Hurst, Paul Joyce. Yeah, both of them are saying it. Manchester City have not fully committed to making a move for Semenyo, but there is a feeling in some quarters that his arrival could give them the edge they need to reduce the gap to Arsenal in the second half of the season. City are considering triggering the £65 million release clause in January. You had Craig Hope again, yeah. Manchester City's immediate priority is thought to be wide areas in January. Bournemouth's Antoine Semenyo is being considered. Man City are weighing up whether a powerful and direct winger or a more skillful and intricate one is the preference. That's 3. You then had another one here. Again, this is in November. Look how close these timings are, chat. Again, I always think to myself, within the space of a week, Yeah, you've had 4 different journalists all start talking about this. This tells me that something's probably going on in the background. Maybe we won't get him, but maybe something's happening. Pep Guardiola is a big admirer of Bournemouth's Antoine Semenyo. He's said to be concerned about the lack of goal-scoring midfielders in his Manchester City squad and the over-reliance on Erling Haaland. So, yeah, Semenyo, Pat, again, 4 different journalists in the space of a week all talking about this. Are they all chatting shit, or do you think this one's got legs?
Oh, mate, Centurion season 2.0. Here we go. Direct forwards is bagging goals again. Yeah, look, again, just going similar to like what we're talking about with Elliot Anderson. Quota, more competition for the wider players. Now, saying that too, from what we see from Semenyo, he does seem like a lot more of a forward/winger than a winger/forward. If you want to call some players like Semenyo and Jeremy Doku and that sort of category. So if we're trying to change the dynamic in terms of the attack and, as you said, putting less pressure on Erling Haaland, then it seems like a fantastic option. And, it wouldn't be Manchester City without the possibility of a nice juicy release clause, someone the 60 or 70 million or something like that. We sort of made a reputation for going for players with that sort of price range, basically. So, I'm interested to see how it goes. And if we got him, I think it'd be fantastic business and disappointing for Bournemouth because, like to think with a player like that, I'm surprised if they did offload him in January. They're not too far off from a European spot, aren't they? I mean, I know they're disappointing against Sunderland on the weekend, but they're not far off from Europe. And I thought, you want to keep your best players to give yourself an opportunity to go there. And if you have to sell, if you have to sell in the summer, look at other alternatives and different players to bring in to play in European competitions, then you do that. But you don't sell your best players if there's an opportunity for you to get into those spots.
Yeah, no, I hear it, but at the same time, if Manchester City, it's a release clause, so they've not got a chance. They've not got a choice.
I suppose the question comes down to: is a release clause for January only, or does it go all the way through to the summer?
I don't think it says. It just says there's a release clause that is active in January, and obviously, so if City activate that release clause, meet the terms and conditions, then Bournemouth haven't really got a say in it. Plus, I'm not being funny, right? But like, if Manchester City or any big team comes knocking on the door for a player at Bournemouth, and the player wants to make the move, I don't know, man. I feel that's a bit harsh. As long as you get the right fee, as long as you get a fair fee, that's a bit harsh. Stopping a player for a dream move. I mean, you're seeing what Paqueta's saying. Do you know what I mean? On his social media right now, his career's been absolutely fucking turned on its head. He had a move to Manchester City, agreed. It would have been a Premier League winner, and he's been fucked over. You can see how that's impacting him. And at the end of the day, I mean, you look at these numbers, Pat. And these numbers, I think these numbers are very, very impressive. I think they're good numbers. I mean, last season, that's just Premier League, by the way. That's not even all comps. 11 goals, 6 assists for Bournemouth. I guess the big question is here, Pat, is these numbers, obviously he's playing for Bournemouth. Bournemouth are playing teams who don't set up the same way as they set up against Manchester City. So he's probably going to have a bit more space to run into. He's going to get a lot more 1v1s. At Manchester City, he's not going to have as much space, and he's going to be coming up with 2v1s rather than just 1v1s. And I guess some concerns from some City fans are when you put him into this Manchester City team, is he going to be able to replicate those numbers, or is it going to be, I know Jack Grealish didn't really get numbers at Villa, but is it going to be a Jack Grealish type thing where Jack, he looked mint at Villa, put him in City, and then he can't do what he can do because he ain't got the space.
Yeah. And then these first few months at Everton have proved that as well. It's happened again. Look, I think, I guess you're right. I mean, he's certainly not going to have the same sort of freedom or same sort of liberty to play the game that he currently plays at Bournemouth. But excuse me. Yeah, look, I don't know. I haven't really had a chance to really have a good look at Semenyo. And I mean, the only time I really had to have a proper good look was when we played him. And as we know, Mateus Nunes bloody pocketed him for 90 minutes. So, it's a big, it's tough to judge it when they played against your team and they haven't had a necessarily good game. But if you have a look at those stats that he's had over the last couple of seasons at Bournemouth, it's gradually been improving. And when you're improving in a club like that has been improving itself as well over the last couple of years since that Iraola came in as well, then to me, that just screams that that's the sort of player that's ready to take the next step or the next step up, basically. And I think it's worth a shot. It's worth taking him into the squad because I would rather have him in my squad than probably have him at another top 6 squad, because there's every opportunity that he may be able to do good, very good things. And I'd hate the idea of like a player like Semenyo probably, been a case of like the one that got away. So if the opportunity comes up to get him in January and, City want to pull the trigger, I'm all for it.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, if you think as a fan, right, that Savio and Bob are done and they're going to be sold, either January or the summer, then you're going to need to buy 2 wingers anyway, in my personal opinion. So you can still get Semenyo, and then you can buy another winger if you want to in the summer. If you think as a fan, Savio and Bob are done, and I'm at this moment, I think they might be done in the summer. I think they might be off, both of them. So don't think, oh well, if we sign Semenyo, then we can't go and sign someone else in the summer, because I think you can. And by the way, let's be honest at the moment, like fucking hell, Marmoush might leave at this point. Bro, the guy's not kicking a fucking ball for us. So I think that, like, don't just say nah, you don't want the deal because it'll stop us from signing somebody else in the summer, because I think that's unlikely. Yeah, if you don't like the guy, don't rate him, fair enough. But I don't think that should be a reason to stop signing him. And again, 65 mil, it's probably fair and reasonable in this market. And at the end of the day, is he better than Semenyo and Bob right now?
Oh, yeah.
Well, then sign him.
Based on form and stats, absolutely.
Sign him then, because you don't want to not sign him because you want to go and get someone better in the summer, potentially at detriment to our season's success. And then you might not even get the new guy in the summer. Or you wait, you get the new guy in the summer, and he might not even be as good as Semenyo. So I just think get him. Make a decision on Bob and Semenyo in the summer. If they've kicked on in the second half of the season, then you might be chilling, If not, get rid of them both and then buy another one. And then you go into next season with Doku, Semenyo, new winger, and you've still got Marmoush, you've still got Cherky, you can play there as well. And people will be like, oh, it's too many players. It ain't too many players. People was telling me it was too many players in the summer when Echeverri was loaned out. And then within a week, Cherky and fucking Foden were both injured. And everyone was like, oh, shit, we play 70 games a season. All these players play for their national team. We need a squad. We need a big squad that can compete. Do you know what I'm saying? Like we had in a treble year, man. So for me, I think this is probably one that, again, it's not one that I'm looking at saying, oh, we've got to do it. We've got to do it. We've got to do it. I'm not out here like absolutely glazing Semenyo. Yeah, I'll probably glaze Anderson a bit more than Semenyo. But I've thought about it, and I just think it's a deal that we probably should do it. I'm not out here, Pat, saying we need to 100% do it, but I think we probably should. I think we probably should do it.
Yep. And if it's release clause in January too, I mean, that benefits the buying club way more than it benefits the selling club, because as we know, January, like, the markups can be absolutely incredible sometimes when teams want to sign certain players. So I think if the opportunity presents itself, absolutely, I think City should go going for it.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, see what you guys are saying. By a mile, he's got top 5 GA in the Prem. See what else you guys are saying. Pep don't like a big squad. Well, he's got all a big squad. Take it out of his hands, bro. LB, you got stats for right wing Semenyo? I can get it. I can get right wing Semenyo stats. Obviously, it's not 100% accurate because sometimes they file it incorrect. They don't always fire it correctly. But this is it on screen. This is it on screen. You see it on the right hand side here, boys. Yeah, this isn't 100% accurate, but it's probably the best you're gonna get in terms of stats. Centre forward, 12 goals, 13 assists. Right wing, 14 goals, 6 assists. Left wing, 55. And it's basically the same, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, again, that's a pretty good spread across the entire front three. Yeah. Yeah,
it's pretty well spread out, isn't it? And this again, if I try and find you the photo, bro, because I bet you've not seen it, but there was a photo that my mate sent me, and it was a picture of all the players in the Premier League and who has the most balanced shooting in terms of left foot, right foot. Let me see if I can find it. Is this it? No, that's not it. Let's see if I can find it. And he basically, if I can't find it, Semenyo has the most balanced shooting. Here it is. I've got it here. Open with other app. Here we go. Let me show you this. I know some of you guys have seen it in it, but Pat's not seen it. And some of you guys in the chat haven't seen it. Right, here we go. Share screen. Right, so Most Premier League players shoot with their right foot. Share of shots taken with either foot Premier League since 2024, 2025. So as you can see here, yeah, Semenyo is in the middle, bro. You know what I'm saying? Is in the middle. So he's quite balanced.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So that again, and that backs up the stats, doesn't it? On the right wing, left wing.
Which is why you've seen Iraola playing pretty much across the front three all season, I think.
No, 100%. Well, if I look at his Bournemouth numbers, he's played 28. Sorry, he's played. He actually plays most of his games on the right. This is his Bournemouth career. That's why you got to check things, bro. Because people, I think people make shit up. These say on the right hand side, boys. Yeah, this is right hand side. Yeah, this is Bournemouth only. So this excludes national team, his previous clubs, all that kind of crap. He's actually played the majority of the games on that right hand side. Again, this isn't 100% accurate. Sometimes they misfile it, whatever, but it's the best you're going to get. Yeah, gives us a pretty good idea. He's played 38 matches on the right wing for Bournemouth. He's only played 26 as a left winger. Yeah, but you got to add the 9, I guess, in for the left midfielder as well. But then you got to add the. So yeah, he's played the majority of the games on the right anyway. So when people are saying, "Oh, we can't sign him because he's a left winger," well, the stats tell me actually bullshit.
Yeah. What's his minutes played per season since he's been at Bournemouth? Because I'm sure his playing time would have increased.
Okay, if I go to stats by competition. So, yeah, this is Prem only. I'll go back in a minute and have a look at the rest. I mean, if you look at this, by the way, I know this is Championship.
Yeah, Prem's fine. Yeah, but yeah, there's just been a gradual increase there.
You got 20 GA there in the Championship for Bristol City, yeah? But yeah, he got first year 251, second year 2,113, 3,210, and currently on 1,000.
He's well on his way to break that, yeah.
Yeah, throw in some of these cup games as well. Obviously, doesn't play you tell you what, I've not checked yet. I've not checked his injury record. Let's check his injury record. Wow, not bad at all.
Yeah, that's probably.
He does have 3 knee problems.
Recurring knee, but it doesn't happen.
He's not had it for like 3 years.
Yeah.
He's not had it for 3 years, to be fair. But that is probably something.
Yeah, so he sorted something out. Yeah.
How old is he? 25.
Fitness, yeah.
So 3 injuries in his career. That's not bad at all. That's pretty fucking good. The only thing you would say is it's fucking knee injury every time. But I guess that isn't that bad, really. I'll probably accept that. And it's not happened again since 2022. So, you've gone 23, over 3 years now.
3.5 years, yeah.
So maybe they've got on top of that. Maybe they worked out what it was and sorted it out. But yeah, man, like, listen, I'm down for it, man. I'm down for the Semenyo deal, man. I'm down for it.
I just realised we rocked up in the same colour shirt.
Oh yeah. But yeah, man, I'm up for it, bro. I'm up for this one. Bro, if these flop, we'll have so many mid players. I know, but you can say that about any player, innit? Any player we sign. We could sign Rodrigo and he could be shit. So, you can say that about anyone. Semenyo feels like another maybe signing. I thought we needed world-class ballers, LB. Yeah, but are you going to get a world-class baller in January, bro?
They're always a maybe until you sign them. Simple as that. I think the problem is that there's too many fans out there. I'm not just saying City fans, but they're following that trend of what Arsenal fans like to do of those what if-isms. Like saying, look, what if this is going to happen? Like just to create like sort of a false or a negative narrative against a certain discussion or argument you might be having. And it's just like, well, I might win the Powerball. I might win the Powerball next week. It doesn't mean I'm going to go to the bank and start planning on taking out loans because I want to buy a bloody massive house and car. Like, just there's the what if isms are just it's just nonsense just to sort of back up a certain argument or point you might be making.
Yeah, no, facts. And travel, sorry to break this news to you, but we spent 400 million in January and summer, so I don't think money is a problem, to be honest with you. We just spent 300 million upgrading the stadium. You know what I'm saying? We just give Erling Haaland a 10-year contract on 500 grand a week. So, respectfully, bro, I don't think the 115 will stop us spending any money.
Sorry, that was my burner account. You see the name.
More Vita Hayes, bro. I had Vita Hayes on second screen last night. Yeah, I wasn't like fully watching it, but I had him on the second screen when I was doing the panel show, bro. He looked pretty good, People are starting to hype him up, And again, I don't know if you've seen the stuff coming out on social media from like journalists and stuff, but I think City want him back next season, mate. I think City want him back as one of the 4. I really do. I think they really highly rate him, bro. Which
We
obviously
seemed to have a bit of a shaky start at Girona at the start of the season. They were really poor, but now he seems to be coinciding with their form at the moment. They seem to be playing some good football, and I think they're out of the La Liga drop zone, aren't they? I think they've
they should
got
be
themselves
I
into
think
a respectable position. Yeah, and he's been a big factor into that as well.
The 18th. They're level on points
Okay.
with Osasuna on 17th, just goal difference at the moment. But they've only lost one in the last 5. They're struggling to score goals. That's the problem.
Yeah.
They've got the 4th worst attack in the league, which is not ideal. And they have the joint worst defense in the league. But if I actually go on their matches, a lot of them came early on. So they conceded 1 to Real Madrid last night, 1 to Real Betis, clean sheet, 2 to Getafe. And then you go back to like mid-October when they held 3 against Oviedo, only 2 conceded against Barcelona. But if you go to the start of the season, I'm pretty sure they were holding like 5.
I think it was like 5-1 to Villarreal or something.
Yeah. Rayo Vallecano 3, Villarreal 5, Levante 4.
Yeah.
So they held quite a lot early on, but they seem to have sorted the shit out now. I think they'll be all right. I think they'll be all right because they seem to be improving as the season goes on, man. But keep your eye on that one. I think City want him mate. And I didn't see.
They've got a good manager with that. They've got a good manager with that Michel as well too. He's fearless. He'll have a go. He'll get them ready for the second half of the season.
Yeah. Nah, facts. All right, and bro. Anything else, man? Because I got a dip. I've got to go on Saeed's channel, man. But anything else?
No, man. Just chilling. I've got to be honest. I've just been massive under the pump with work and that. So football's taking a little bit of a backseat. I've still got to watch a replay of the Leeds game, to be honest, but. I think at this point in time, we'll only watch the first 45 minutes based off what everybody.
Yeah, just watch the first 45. That's a good idea. Watch the first 45 and then skip it to the 89th minute.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's the game plan anyway. But no, all good for this part of the world. I'm actually about to go spend a few days off. I turn 40 on tomorrow, so.
Big up, happy birthday for tomorrow, then.
Yeah, appreciate it, mate. Yeah, thank you. So fun times ahead, and just looking forward to obviously summer in Australia and. Hopefully, a really, really successful December, which may lead into a really, really good second half of the season for Manchester City. Because, as we all know, we turn a completely different animal once that clock ticks over the January 1st.
Nah, facts, man. Facts. Nah, big up for jumping on, man. Good chat.
I appreciate it, mate. Always.
Chat. I think I'm on tonight with Hugh at 9:30. I think he's just messaged me now saying, 9:30, something like that. Hugh, maybe Amos. I've messaged him. Come back at 9:30. I'm on with Saeed now, and and then obviously it's City tomorrow, man. Again, we're in this period now where it's game. So City away at Fulham tomorrow night. Going to be a tricky match. Got to win the game, simple as, and put that pressure back on Arsenal. We play Brentford on Wednesday night. So big up to you guys. Smash the likes up before you go. Do me a favor. Still over 600 people locked in. We're 15 likes away from 300 likes. So if you can smash the like button before you go, get the likes to 300. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you tonight at 9:30. Catch you in the next one, boys.
See you, everyone.